What's going on, beautiful people? Like I said, we're here to stay back again. Episode 2, 2 more to go. We see Dacia's already flexing with the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all know we're going to get to the NFL talk. My boy Isaac is back. My boy Darnell is back. We in this thing. Week 2, fellas. How y'all feel about the first episode, man?
Fuego.
I'm gonna jump in there. Oh.
Double Dutch.
Yeah. Like a freestyle. It's like, you gonna go? You gonna go?
Exactly. Hopscotch for niggas. Double Dutch for niggas. There you go.
Okay, we're gonna take that as a sign that we feel good about the first episode. What we didn't get to touch on in the first episode is a little bit of culture. So kicking off episode 2, we're definitely not gonna miss out on talking about culture. And I would say one of the things that I saw that actually caught my eye today was in the rap game, that boy G-Herbo, Chicago native, buying back his elementary school, bro. Boys be talking about buying back the block, but I can't say I know of any rapper currently who has bought back a school that they used to go to. Like, that's legendary G shit right there. Like, that's like really triple salute to G-Herbo. Like, Isaac, how did you feel when you heard that news, bro?
Man, honestly, it was inspiring, man, really to hear, because, you know, everybody knows rappers to be somewhat, or they got the, you know, mantra or image of being materialistic, or, you know, just being, you know, monetarily invested into, you know, bullshit like, you know, money, cars, clothes, hoes, you know how it go. But, you know, to see them do something positive and to sow a seed of hope into the community is definitely like a breath of fresh air, you know, to say the least. To see, you know, especially, you know, like with the message, you know, different rap entails, though an authentic message, man, you know, I can't preach enough on how, you know, actually being proactive in the community and doing something that's going to, you know, benefit generations to come, you know, so that's huge, man. Shout out to her.
Word up. Nah, I know, D, I know you was somebody who was like dabbling and like slowly but surely getting into like G-Herbo's like music and his catalog, like, and you somebody also who like kind of like really tries to engulf yourself in like the culture and like what's going on specifically like in the hip hop space. Like, how did you feel about G-Herbo?
Another thing that made music to my ears, man. I love seeing these artists be men rather than what they used to be, man. It makes me so proud, bro. Them seeing being fathers, husbands, you know, even being a child to their parents and respecting their parents, you know what I'm saying? And for him to go the next extra step, an extra mile to go and buy back his elementary and to do something positive instead of letting these corporations take over it, it's like, bro, these artists are actually getting it now. They're actually getting it so they can spread it to the future to where hip-hop is not frowned upon. It's actually looked upon with, you know, respecting everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I heard that, I was like, you know what, dude? I may not listen to your music as much, but that definitely encouraged me to listen to your music more and to not only listen to your music, but to listen to your lyrics and your message. You know what I'm saying? Like, my brother Edward explained to me that not every artist is going to be mainstream. You can't leave them out. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they're still doing miraculous things in the community. So I know, so triple, quadruple salute to that man. You know, hope other artists follow that trend.
And to piggyback off what Darnell is saying, bro, like, that's what I believe should be the protest. You want to protest? Put some money in your pocket and put your people on. I'm sorry. This is our podcast. Put your niggas on. That's what you need to do.
True.
That's the protest. Everybody, I mean, I'm not trying to knock the different types of protests there are, but for me and mine, that's just how I want to do it. Get a whole bunch of money and put my people in position.
At the end of the day, they just like, you know, that's what it's about. Like putting your money where your mouth is. It's all about action, you know. Because at the end of the day, you know, protesting and marching in the street, though that does, you know, bring about awareness, it doesn't bring about the physical and tangible change that, you know, people really want to see and actually reap the benefits of, like legislation getting changed, or actually, you know, like Herb did, you know, actually buying your elementary school and turning it into a multi-purpose center, you know, so kids will have something to do, you know, when they get out of school instead of go jump in the streets. You know, like a lot of inner city youth, you know, have the unfortunate choice to do, you know, like I definitely could, you know, speak to personal experience about growing up in a inner city youth environment and then, you know, making different choices and things like that. Man, it's crazy, bro. So to see her, man, hey, it's stupid real. Nah, for real.
It can chew you up, spit you out real quick.
Man,
I don't know how this stat will be able to like be found, but I think probably a stat only God would know is how many lives G-Herbo just saved by making that small move and buying back that store.
Amen, brother.
Man, it was already written, man. This was supposed to happen. Like
feel
Drake said, man, it's God's plan, for sure.
Definitely, man. Salute to G-Herbo for that move, man. Big time, man. That's a little bit of taste of culture. You better believe we're going to have a lot more coming.
Am I wrong to say that this is a Nipsey Hussle type move? Is it wrong to say that? No disrespect.
Oh, no, that's exactly
it
was a Nipsey Hussle type move.
It's not wrong to say that. It's not wrong to say that. Transitioning to the NBA, before y'all boys get going, like I said, man, we get to see immediately who was right or who was wrong with they take, because we watching the game as we giving y'all this podcast. So I am about to share a clip from last week that Darnell and Isaac had, kind of just going back toe to toe about, well, I ain't gonna tell y'all who it is or whatever, and we're gonna play this clip.
I have one question. Who in the hell gonna hold AD? Nobody on the Nuggets can hold Anthony Davis. That is a well-known.
Who's gonna hold LeBron?
And AD's gonna hold AD. And I'm gonna leave it at that. AD is gonna hold AD.
You gonna make these people take your basketball court talking about some AD gonna hold AD. AD gonna mess around and give you 30 for the series, and y'all have to be out in Game 5 going back out the bubble.
Hey fellas, so y'all heard that tape, Isaac. D, we love you, Darnell, because you our brother. So we're not gonna take your basketball card away just yet. But I'm gonna kick it to Isaac since AD proved him right. Isaac, how do you feel about Game 2 right now? Game 3 going on. How do you feel about the series thus far? And obviously, please start out with the game-winning shot against Denver by Anthony Davis.
The man is who you thought he was this whole time. He is who he thought he is. Period. He's the man that you would hope and, ascribe and aspire to be. I mean, the play really, LeBron James being the, vocal leader of the team, one would think that, okay, we're going to drop a play for Bron, especially with the 2018 playoff tear that he went on, giving people game winner after game winner. You would think, hey, let's actually go draw up a play for Bron. Let's get him off a curl or a quick pin down, to kind of orchestrate some open offense. But, sure enough, they ride the high hand throughout the night, which was Anthony Davis. Shock, surprise, surprise. Nobody could hold him. And at the end of the buzzer, you see him elevate over Jokic, for the game-winning 3. And to whom I think he spoke the word Kobe after.
Yes, Lord.
You hear me? You know what I'm saying? So, with all that being said, man, my prediction was right. I foresee the series potentially going 5. It could be a gentleman's sweep. I'm gonna go ahead and say 5. I'm gonna get a pesky Nuggets a game, just out of respect because they did knock off the Clippers, who everybody thought was the best thing since sliced bread, and went ahead and debunked that. Kawhi can.
I'll say this. Watching the game, when I seen it, I was rooting for Nurkic just because, he put the team on his back, though. You know what I'm saying? So, I wanted Nurkic to, get that win. That's almost it's not to the same degree, but just in terms of, feeling like you gave away a game when, J.R. Smith, blanked out and, I thought we was up. You know what I'm saying? It's then, you got Plumlee, who just you don't really communicate in that situation. So it's just I felt bad for the Nuggets because I really wanted Nurkic to get that win considering how much he balled out. But AD was on the tear. He was absolutely
man. And to speak towards the play to being drawn up for the AD, I heard in the post game interview the play was actually drawn up for LeBron. But how they played it, they played Bron to the T, and they were kind of attached to him real close.
For sure. I remember AD saying that, coming out of the timeout the whole time, he was just looking at Rondo, and, they were just using their spidey senses to be
yeah.
Game, Kobe.
One of them.
What I'm saying? Darnell, we're going to get to you because we're going to let you plead your case.
Please.
Since we know you're a Laker fan too, so how do you feel about that game winner as well as what the series is looking like now as game 3 is currently going on?
Well, first of all, I'm going to be a real one and say, you called that man Nurkic for like the past 2 minutes, and his name is Nikola Jokic.
Damn.
Yo,
my bad.
I let him go.
Right, to defend myself, I really want Joker back. I really want him in Portland to defend myself. So that's why I keep.
You want Nurkic to get a championship so bad. I'm like. No,
hey,
we eliminated him already.
Nerd is love, baby. It's love, nerd. My bad, Joker. I fuck with you tough, Joker. I fuck with you tough. And that may not seem like it, but I really do. You my favorite big man in the league. And I credit that to my brother Darnell. So we're not going to take your basketball card for that. Joker. I still love you too, though, Nerd Dog. I love you too. But go, Dacius.
I think it's AD versus Nikola. I think that's what this series is pretty much come down to. It's LeBron versus the rest of the roster, and AD versus Nikola Jokic. And AD, we haven't heard nobody talk about AD. We've heard people talk about Paul George. We've heard people talk about, Donovan Mitchell. They couldn't do it. Luka Doncic was so great and he couldn't do it. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, all these people who couldn't show up. But we've never, ever had a tabloid where AD was not showing up. You know what I'm saying? And when you got LeBron doing what he's doing, and you have that, I just don't. Well, really, I'm gonna change it up because I called a sweep before, and I'm gonna go with what Isaac said. I think that the Nuggets will get one game because it's looking like it right now. So I still think that they could possibly sweep these guys.
Well, not necessarily, Dacius. You got to remember, at a time, Anthony Davis wasn't actually seen as a winner, right? Because he was thought to be this generational talent. Well, if you're this generational talent, i.e. LeBron James, you could even, lift the likes of even this dismal Pelicans team, at least to the second round of the playoffs, right? So, I mean, though the West was a difficult conference, but, he did have that mantra for a while that, man, he's a generational talent, but man, can he really, lead the team into the playoffs?
I think to piggyback off Isaac, I think a lot of people kind of like get caught in like because you sometimes think because we're all so like heroic basketball, we're all captivated by that, and because like Anthony Davis was never just like a heroic player in terms of just like, yo, he got his team to the Western Conference Finals with nobody on his team. Like you say, Isaac, you can mistake and be like, oh, he's not a winner. But players like that, they just need to be accompanied by another superstar. And when you're a great talent, but you've yet to have the opportunity to be put on the big stage with a team that can get you there, people can sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the problem in how people view AD is like he had probably been waiting to make that game winning shot for so long in the playoffs on the big stage, but he never had a team to actually get him to that stage. And I think that's why we're able to see how well he's playing now. But to wrap up this talk, we are going to give it to Darnell, who I don't know how he feels about Denver. I know before the pre-production, you were saying you will feel okay if they at least lost 4-2. How you feeling about Denver right now, D?
All right.
He put the glasses on. The black Scott Van Pelt.
All right. So let me break it down for y'all, okay? Game 1, there's nothing to be proud of. Nothing to be proud of at all. Burnt out, 2 7-game series. Came back from 3-1. It's miraculous. It's beautiful. I expect them to get blown out. If the number 1 seed does not do that, there's something wrong. Okay? I give them game 1. It's a little disappointing the way it happened, but you can clearly see they were dirt tired. Now, game 2. Beautiful game, both ways. Hats off to those Lakers, man. Straight up. They came to play. Came to play, straight up. So with that being said, you expected a battle. That game-winning shot, that proved to me what I've always been saying. AD will beat AD. If AD comes to play, there's nothing you can do about it. All you can hope is you get the last shot. There's nothing you can do. He is a skilled player. But it's all on him. That's why they did that. They did that to prove my point. They did that to shut me up, period. They took that shot. So you know what? We heard about this guy in Houston, Texas. Better yet, even more direct in Conroe, Texas right now.
The man
he said that. Listen. Bro, stop it. Stop it. Come on. But you get the idea, though. You get the idea. You know, they heard about your boy saying, you know what, they talking down? Let me show this boy came to play. And that's what he did. He showed, like, you know what? This is the AD you're going to see in the playoffs. And I respect that. But you are not about to sleep on this team that has come back, that doesn't know what quit means. That's one thing you will not do on this Nuggets team. Now, I told before the podcast even started, in a professional way, I will say Lakers 4-2, but in a fan sense, 7 games. You know, which means that 7 games means definitely the Nuggets, in my opinion. And as a fan perspective, not as a realist sports analyst, the way they're playing, I would have to give it to the Lakers. But the fan inside of me is saying definitely Nuggets in 7. That's my realistic possibility as a fan. So overall, bravo to game 2 to the Lakers. That's what they're supposed to do. I'm all about what they're supposed to do. If you don't show up, what does it even matter?
Okay, now your card is on the line. You telling me Nuggets and 7? Hey, man, that Cinderella shit is
Isaac. I am going to give you the disclaimer because you gave it and you said as a fan. You specifically said that as a fan.
You baited me.
Definitely. He wasn't on the analytical X's and O's. So he said strategically and specifically as a fan. I give you that. Way to cover your ass, my brother.
Bro, it happens to the best of us. We all have our realistic, and then we have our A, bro. At the end of the day, the stat sheet and the players are there. You know, it is what it is.
Speaking of trying to be realistic with a fan, right now we are motherfucking goddamn 0-2 with the Texans, and I didn't tell y'all this. Me and Christian talked earlier on the phone, and he had a bomb to drop about his take on the Texans. And we know he came in last week kicking crazy stuff, talking about Bill O'Brien, but he had a bomb to drop. I don't know what it is. I told him to save it for the podcast. So depending on what it is, I think on the behalf of Houstonians and Houston Texans fans, if he say something outright, it is our jurisdiction to get on his ass. But he may say something that we agree with. We don't know. I tell you, Christian is a wild card. So we're about to bring him in and get into the NFL and see what's going on and see what's on Christian's mind. Yo, what's going on, beautiful people? Y'all know whenever y'all see Coach Johnson, I know we already in episode 2, but you know when you see Coach Johnson, it's all football. Me and Coach Johnson was talking earlier today, and I don't know, he got a bomb to drop, but I don't know what it's gonna be, but we're gonna get to it eventually down the road. But Coach Johnson, you know, man, this is your segment, man. I know you want to talk about quarterbacks, bro. So go ahead and school us, and you know we ready to get on your ass.
All right, let's go. I'm ready for it. What's up, good people? We have just finished week 2 of the NFL season. Some very, very good football. Excited that we have football here. Want to get into some quarterback play now. When talking about quarterbacks, the best way I think that we should think about quarterbacks is in different tiers, right? The first tier is being a guy that's so elite that he makes everybody else around him better, right? Hey, we don't have to put much around him. He's just that good. Just put enough around him, we can win games, right? Then there's other guys that we can win with, right? Hey, they're not that elite, but if we put the right pieces around them, we can win with them, right? Then there's other guys who aren't going to cause us to lose. Okay, hey, they're not that good that we can't win with them, but they're good enough, serviceable enough to where if everything's perfect, they're not going to cause us to lose. And the other guys you just can't deal with, right? So, in my opinion, every year there's definitely 2 or 3 guys in that first tier, right? Sometimes up to 5 guys in that first tier, okay? And everyone is looking for those particular guys, but you're not going to get that, right? So the guys right now in that first tier, right? Definitely Russ, Mahomes, and Rodgers, right? I have two other guys that are on the fence, but I'm going to put them in there anyway, right? First guy, Lamar Jackson, right? I still think he is a top-tier guy. He makes everybody else good around him. I think his arm talent is much better than we give him credit for, only because his elite running ability is so elite that we look at that first before we look at his throwing ability. But I'm going to put him in there. The only reason why I hesitate, though, is because everything around him is so perfect, right? Though he doesn't have great receivers, the offense is built so perfectly for him that he doesn't have to do too much in order to succeed, right? The next guy, the first bomb of the night, the next guy I'm going to put in that arena is Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow already. Joe Burrow already.
NFL, bro.
Joe Burrow already is in that category.
You had me. You had me, but now you have lost me.
Not that Joe isn't worthy of that down the road, but where's the respect for the league?
He lost his first. Oh my God.
Let him finish, y'all.
Let him finish. Yes. He lost his first game. Hold on. He lost his first game to a team that almost beat the Chiefs, who he led down to have a game-winning drive. He threw a game-winning touchdown if it wasn't for a pass interference call. He put them in position to go into overtime with the team missed the field goal.
It was a field we'd be drunk.
Now, I don't know any other rookie in their second start that was asked to throw the ball 60 times in one game. This man single-handedly kept them in that game versus the Browns, who I believe is a fringe playoff team this year. He single-handedly left them in the game this past week, right? AJ Green played like crap. He does not have, outside of AJ Green, what other receivers he has? John Ross, who hadn't been anything. Tyler Boyd, who's okay. His tight ends, no one knows their names. Joe Mixon couldn't run for nothing. The man is already in there. Sure, he hadn't had time enough to accumulate accolades or whatever. The Bengals are going to win games this year simply off of him. He is already there. All right, next take. Carson Wentz. When the Eagles drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round, everyone was like, what are they doing? They already got Carson, especially Eagles fans, right?
Hey, bro,
sometimes.
I'm sorry. I just thought about it. So I don't even care about his age. You're not even putting Brady in the top.
Bro, I was just going to say that. I'm like, bro.
Like, what are you
You're not there, right? I'm talking about right now.
Patrick Brady?
I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about right now.
Me too.
I understand you talking about right now.
Tom Brady is not that right now.
But man, if you're gonna talk about not that right now, brother,
Joe
Burrow is that right now.
He's had 2 games, but
Joe
you're not
Burrow
gonna give
is that
it to
already. It doesn't matter. Joe Burrow is that already. I don't need to
coach,
see anymore.
I don't even know if I can call you a coach at this point, but if we are living in the essence of the moment of right now, I understand that. But right now,
let me tell you this.
Thomas Brady is a 6-time champion right now, and you excluded him from this group. And
because he is not elite right now. He is not elite right now.
Who you want right now, Joe Burrow, Tom Brady?
Listen to my definition of what I called elite. The elite tier.
Listen to his definition.
The elite tier, the tier 1, right? A guy that carries a team. He's so elite. He carries a team pretty much by himself. He doesn't need a lot around him. He can make everyone else better around him. Tom Brady was that at one point. He is not that anymore.
But Joe Burrow is right now.
Joe Burrow already is.
Okay.
He already is.
Maybe in the future, but not right now.
He already is.
After 2 games.
Let's not beat
that he lost.
Let's not beat a dead horse because we want to try to keep progressing. We know we disagree with him on Joe Burrow because of the disrespect of the quarterbacks he's put ahead.
I can care less about hurting people's feelings.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
That's what you do to a quarterback that you feel is going to be your franchise player. You work him out and you show him what he's about. That's all I got to say. That doesn't mean he's elite. Boom.
Thank you, Darnell, for that short, quick take. Keep going, Christian.
Just real quick. There's a difference between just trying to figure out what he's about and him keeping you in games by himself. Second, though, Carson Wentz. Sometimes we need to believe. Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, believe them. We need to believe coaches and GMs when they make decisions, right? The analytics community hated Carson Wentz last year at the end of the season. They graded him as one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, right? I couldn't understand it, didn't understand it, right? So I started looking at it more. And then these first two games, the Eagles had they lost the first game purely off of Carson Wentz. The second game, they had a chance to win the game, but Carson Wentz played terrible and has been the worst graded quarterback in the league these first 2 weeks. The Howie Roseman, right, who put together a Super Bowl winning team, knew what he was doing when he drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round. They don't have confidence in Carson Wentz anymore. They are big in analytics. They are big in numbers. I would not be surprised if Jalen Hurts gets a shot to start this year, mid-season sometime, because I don't think they believe in Carson Wentz anymore. He has not shown it. All right, third quarterback, and then we'll get to your boy now, Tyrod and Anthony Lynn. The only reason why Joe Burrow even had a chance to win his first game was because Tyrod Taylor sucked, was not even close to good, was awful. The Chargers should have beat them by 30, but he missed so many throws. It was ridiculous. And then the next week, by divine intervention, God couldn't even take it anymore. He hurts him, puts in Justin Herbert, right? Green Pea just got, he has an arm on him, right? He goes toe-to-toe, and he puts him in a position where they have a chance to win the game. Anthony Lynn, I don't know if you're just trying to do another brother a solid or something.
Man, that's all what it looked like, and it looked bad, man. Bro. But you got to keep that boy on the field. You have no choice. You want to talk about single-handedly keeping somebody in the game?
Yeah, he has no choice. He needs to look out for his job, right? Because there's rumblings. There's rumblings. He needs to. I think he's a really, really good coach. Be better than Bill O'Brien. I think he's a good coach. I think that he the players love him. Players will fight for him. He makes some iffy decisions in game, but he's a good coach. And I think he doesn't need to put his job on the line for Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod needs to do the Chase McDaniels, the Sam Bradford, the Mike Glennon, get paid $10 million a year to sit on the bench for the next 10 years, and then be like Byron Leftwich and become an OC. Bruh, you can still get paid.
This the stat that I put in the group chat, do you feel like this stat is basically the tell-all between Herbert and Tyrod Taylor, just in terms of like Herbert, he getting that?
Oh, I already know what you're gonna say. I know what you're about to say.
300 passing yards, 47. His first game he throws for 300 passing yards. Mm-hmm. And for Tyrod Taylor, he's had 47 career starts, and he only has one game throwing over 300 passing yards. Do you feel like that stat is a tell-all to what you're saying about Tyrod Taylor?
No, I don't think so. I mean, just because you don't throw for 300 yards doesn't mean you're not a good quarterback.
But ever though, Christian?
I mean, there could be a bunch of different reasons why someone doesn't throw for 300. There could be. I'm saying, hold on. What I'm saying is that stat in itself, is not telling the whole picture. It says something, but it doesn't tell the whole picture. Now,
absolutely, but even in a loss, you can't give me 3. You can't give me 3 bills in a loss. 300.
He could have won a bunch of games and not thrown.
Absolutely, but I'm saying though, in just popular culture, just going forward in arguments for the sake of being a devil's advocate. Just, you know, within a losing stint, someone would, you know, just agree that maybe their numbers weren't as great or as, you know, large as they, you know, would have liked for them to be. So I'm just saying, like, man, one time, NFL season is 16 games, and he hasn't been a starter his whole career. He's primarily been a backup. So I don't want to count that too heavily against him as well. But man,
he did go to a Pro Bowl though, right? He went to the Pro Bowl.
No,
with the Bills. He didn't go to the Pro Bowl?
Did he? No,
not with the Bills. With the Ravens.
He better not have. No, he didn't. You thinking about, you know, you're not thinking Tyrod Taylor did. No, man. Wrong guy. That's not him. Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, like one really good year.
And it didn't result in any Pro Bowls. And if it was because the quarterback.
Yeah, he went to the Pro Bowl. His first year as a Bill. He went to the Pro Bowl.
As a receiver?
Reference.com.
As a receiver.
Definitely weren't quarterback.
Nah, as a quarterback. He had 63%.
Who was hurt?
Percentage, 3,000 yards.
Yeah, I was hurt. Something.
20. He had 20 touchdowns, six picks. How many rushing touchdowns did he have?
Who was hurt, Christian, that year?
Huh?
Who was hurt in the AFC that year for him to go to the Pro Bowl?
Oh, I'm not sure. It was 2015. So I'm not sure.
TB12.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he still went to the Pro Bowl, so he's had you know, success in the league. But I'm just saying, right now though, he's not the guy, and they need to go ahead and move on to the next thing, man. So, yeah. So I just want to put that out there. Anthony Lynn, I think you are good for all those who want to see more minority coaches. It's good to have you on the sideline because I think you're a good representation of what quality minority coaches can be in the league.
You can say the B word, Christian. It's okay. Black. Yeah, a black coach in the league.
No, I mean my minority because I have a special relationship with Ron Rivera too. So
okay, thanks. Shout out to Ron.
So all minorities. So, but still black coaches too. And, you know, hey, for those who want to see more black coaches, you want to see the Anthony Lynn on the sideline, the Brian Flores is on the sideline, the Mike Tomlin on the sideline. You don't want to see the Lance Josephs have head coaching jobs. You don't want to see the Hugh Jacksons. You don't want to see Todd Bowles with the Jets. You want to see Todd Bowles with a better organization. You don't want to see him with the Jets. But you want to see these brothers have more success. So then, the copycat league can copy, more Negroes on the sideline. How about that? You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah. But when I called you earlier and I said that Bill, your boy O'Brien messed up, right? And I know you got excited, but then I told you you're gonna get mad about what I'm gonna tell you. You messed up on.
Oh my God, Christian, you're scaring me. Bro.
This is where they messed up at. You shouldn't have paid Deshaun Watson.
Yo, get off of this podcast right now.
Shouldn't have paid him.
Bye.
Hey,
shouldn't have paid him. No. Listen, I'm saying that. Hold on, I'm saying that really just to get a reaction out of y'all. But here's the substance. Here's the substance.
It's hot in here.
Here's the substance. Here's the substance.
I'm ready to pounce. Make it quick, man.
In the NFL right now, there, in my opinion, are about 15 of those tier 2 quarterbacks that are good. You can win with them. You put the right pieces around them, right? The guys who need to have those, who you need to lock up to have those, ridiculous contracts, are that top tier, right? I don't think Deshaun Watson's in that top tier. Yesterday when I'm just talking about, I just looked at the film. I did not look at the game. I just looked at the film. What the film said is that he did not play like $156 million. He played like a good quarterback. He played good, but there are too many times where, dang, you just got paid. You're supposed to stand in the pocket and hit this guy that's coming open.
Can we get O'Brien to be a good GM and get us an offensive line?
Hold on. There were times where, and if I could, I would go through the film with you, Edward. I would go through the film with all of y'all and say, hey, look, here's a play, a 1st and 10, play action. Hey, they got him, right? Deshaun needs to sit in there a half second longer, which he can, which other quarterbacks did yesterday or the other day, which Ryan Tannehill, who got paid, did the other day, threw a dime for a touchdown.
Don't do that.
Which Phillip Rivers did a couple weeks ago, threw dimes, while getting sacked. I've seen people do it, and I think he has the ability to do it, but he did not do it yesterday. They did not pay him that money. To be great versus average teams. They paid him that money because they thought he could be great versus great teams. The Ravens have a great defense. They are a great team. Yesterday he was not great. And do not say, oh, hey, well, if they put more pieces around him, he would do better. Well, listen, the piece that he had with him before, right? Did you get the email I sent you, Edward? I sent you an email with his stats with D-Hop and without D-Hop versus the Ravens and versus the Chiefs, right? He was just as statistically bad with him as he was without him. That offense did not move with him, nor did it move without him, right? It was not, I'm missing D-Hop, The same amount of targets, the same QB rating. He actually had a better QB rating without him than he did with him, right? So I'm just saying. Now there are times, hey, we're spread out wide. The guy that we traded for, hey, we don't have D-Hop anymore, but we got this guy. We're gonna get him out wide versus a linebacker. We're gonna do a sluggo. Oh snap, he's wide open. This is gonna be an 80-yard touchdown. When did D-Hop ever do a sluggo route 80 yards to the house? Never. Hadn't done it. He's not in his arsenal, right? But this guy can. David Johnson does it. D-Hop misses him. Hey, 3rd and 1, right? Actually, no, I know the 4th and 1 call. The 4th and 1 call. 4th and 1. Instead of us just running the ball up the middle, we're going to do a play action pass, right? Now, I don't know if this is in the playbook. It doesn't seem like it actually is. It seems like this is something that D-Hop or Deshaun Watson did on his own. The little twirl around after the play action fake, and he does a little twirl around, and then when he turns around, oh snap, someone's in his face about to sack him, right? Instead of right the guy, oh snap,
because of the poor blocking.
No. Okay. If he just does the play, when you look at the film, this doesn't.
You seem like a Bill O'Brien supporter. Like, are you?
I'm not an O'Brien supporter because Bill O'Brien's not calling the plays this year.
Hold on.
Bill O'Brien's not calling the plays this year.
Yeah, let me in on this.
Darnell, go Darnell.
Hold on, real quick. Let me finish the last two things real quick. If he just rides the guy, the tight end comes open, he'll hit him well before he gets hit. But he does some sort of spin move for no reason after he does the fake. And then there's another time, it's a 3rd and 11 when they're in the red zone, they're about to score, right? And they run it's man coverage, right? There's a single high safety, but there's 6 guys on the line, right? All 5 guys are going out on the route. Deshaun Watson, this is your 4th year in the league. Hey, I got 6 guys who look like they can blitz. I only have 5 guys blocking, right? I either need to change the play, right? Or I need to tell my tight end, hey, before you go out, you need to chip this guy coming off the line so that I have time to get it to my other guys, right? There was no hot route, didn't hot anything. They just ran the play, right? And he himself messed that up without getting the protection right, so that they can score while they're in the red zone, right? So he had about 7 of those plays where I'm like, man, you got paid $156 so that on these 7 plays you could be the guy that you were paid to be. average guys, good guys, don't make those plays on those 7 plays. The elite guys who we thought you were make those plays, and you didn't. So there you go.
All right, let me let you know something real quick, okay? Team chemistry is how you win championships. There's no such thing as winning championships without team chemistry. Bill O'Brien destroyed that. You need, unless you're a hybrid like Brady or so on and so forth, you can do it with anybody. That's not everybody. They gave this man so much money to be good for the future. What they did with J.J. Watt, which you didn't bring up, they gave J.J. Watt $100 million to be good right now because he proves he can be good, great, awesome right now. Quarterbacks, that's for your future. That millions and $100 million, that's for the future.
Exactly.
Ain't worry about right now. Be nice, be cute, it be what's up. But no, this is for the next 10 years. So with that being said, they went up against the 2 top teams in the AFC, and you expect them to win off of an angry, bitter Baltimore Ravens and a championship feeling themselves Kansas City Chiefs? You got to hope for a prayer for them to win both of those games.
I'm saying on those 7 to 8 plays, I'm talking about those plays, those 7 to 8 plays.
The chemistry's not there. The chemistry's not there.
It's not about chemistry because these are things that he himself, without anybody else doing anything, right? Hey, we schemed up a guy wide open downfield for you. Throw the ball. He doesn't throw it. Hey,
how can you do when you shell shot?
How can you do when you shell shot? You have time in the pocket. Why are you running around? You have time in the pocket. Why are you running around? Because
he's shell shot. He was the most sacked quarterback.
And a lot of those.
What are you gonna do? You're shell shocked. You don't know what to do. Nobody no big money and get no big linemen. They're the same linemen.
Last year, Deshaun Watson was responsible for more sacks than any other quarterback, right, by himself, right?
He does hold the ball too long, but man,
but at the certain point,
doesn't change the fact that even on the hot right scenario that you did go ahead and give, man, like that goes back to chemistry, right? So if it's supposed to be a hot, if we get a certain look. If we get a certain
he's the one who sets it.
Feel like, but I'm saying that goes
what
back
chemistry
to
is there.
If I call a hot and Brandon Cooks doesn't know the hot, or because I have
he didn't call one, he didn't do anything. That's what I'm saying. He didn't change the protection. He didn't. They just ran the play.
Look at it like this. Look at it like this. Some hot routes are not even the words. It's the body language. Like I remember a segment about 10 years ago about Deion Branch and Tom Brady. They did a play in the absolute dark. Chemistry. It's about knowing your receivers. If you got a brand new guy, yeah, he's awesome, but if you don't know how to play with him, there's no point. There's no point. You can be awesome as much as you want, but if you don't link up with that receiver, there's nothing. It don't matter if he's – and on top of that, with the whole pressure thing, this quarterback has been sacked and sacked and sacked. You're going to be shell-shocked. What you'll keep doing? Oh, I believe in this imaginary good offensive line. It doesn't work like that. I have a question. They have to prove to him, hey, consistently over consistent plays, we can protect this man. If they can't do that, he's still getting pressure. There's nothing you can do.
Answer your question.
I'm with you, but on those plays, I'm talking about these are just him. These are just him.
So my question is, do y'all believe that Deshaun Watson is better than Dak Prescott?
Yes, but before we get to the Cowboys, we're going to stay on. Before we get to the Cowboys, we're going to stay on Deshaun Watson.
I love you.
So okay, Christian. What I thoroughly hear from you saying is you believe Deshaun Watson is not that guy because you feel like the errors that he makes in games are only inflicted by himself. It has nothing to do with O'Brien. It has nothing to do with his receivers. It has nothing to do with the plays that's being called. You feel like because you didn't see him make 7 plays or 7 throws that you feel like elite quarterbacks should make, $156 million man should make, because he did not make those games in week 2 against the Chiefs. He is not that guy, and O'Brien made a mistake in paying him as a GM. Is that the full take of what you are saying? Yes or no?
Almost. What I'm saying is,
Isaac, bro, I repeated everything he said. He said almost.
Hey, you gave him a chance to stand on it, and he didn't even do it.
Hold on. Let us cut you off. So you have said, I feel like you having like a horrendous case right now of recency bias. And I know you a coach at heart.
Joe Burrow, a top tier quarterback. You lost me after that,
Top
bro.
five. Top five.
I'm still on JB.
I'll stand on that. I'll stand on that.
You have, like I was saying, I feel like you struggle severely from recency bias. You have watched, you didn't really watch the game in its totality. You were just looking at plays, so you didn't understand the situation, the game situation, how it's been drawn up, momentum. You were just looking at plays. Like I don't understand like how you just said he not that dude. I seen 7 plays. He didn't make those throws, and like you didn't really watch the game.
No, because I watched. Listen, first of all, when I was watching the game on Sunday, when I was watching the game on Sunday, I was watching back and forth between 3 other games, right? So I didn't have my eye on it the whole time. Second,
you're human, okay.
Second, I watched every offensive play on the film. Every one. I didn't go like, oh, let me just go through a few different plays. I watched every offensive snap on the film.
So when you were watching,
and what I'm saying is from those snaps, Now, I understand that Deshaun's gonna have a couple plays where, hey, he's human, right? I get it. That's fine. Okay. There are too many plays where, okay, this is where we expect you to be exceptional, and he was not. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Those times where it's like, okay, hey, Deshaun, an average guy can do the things that you were doing earlier to get us in this position. But right now, we need you to be exceptional. What we talked about in the Super Bowl, when we talked about the Super Bowl between Patrick Mahomes and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Special, yes.
Right? Deshaun Watson was not that yesterday. Now, I'm not saying that he doesn't have the ability to do that, because I think he does. Is he
that dude or not, dog?
He's not showing it right now. No.
You say he's not that dude. I believe he can be that dude. He's not that guy. He can probably make a couple plays.
Alone, man.
He's not showing it.
Mac, it's the same dude. From his logic, Edward, he just told you Joe Burrow is better than Deshaun Watson.
He told us Joe Burrow is better than Tom Brady. He told us Joe Burrow is better than Drew Brees.
Did y'all not see Drew Brees play the last 2 games?
Bro, recency bias. So you telling me right now, off your recency bias, off just your naked eye from just watching games, watching plays here and there. I'm sorry if y'all can hear the frog outside croaking right now. you're telling me from the plays that you watched this past Sunday, just your naked eye, what you seen with Deshaun Watson, what you seen with motherfucking me goddamn Drew Brees, you seen that. You put that together in your brain, your human mindset, and you come to the consensus with only 2 games from Joe Burrow against the motherfucking me goddamn Browns that we know ain't good. And he gonna say
that's all you see.
And those guys. Come on, dog. I don't even gotta be a coach to like see like that's whatever that it's supposed to like. How
many games did it take for you for y'all to see that Patrick Mahomes was the truth? How many games?
Over the body of work.
I'm gonna tell you this, Christian. Man, Joe Burrow ain't even better than Kyler Murray, because I think Kyler Murray is playing like a top 5 quarterback right now, and the numbers will reflect that. If you want to make a hot take, you're talking about Joe Burrow being better than Deshaun Watson and Drew Brees. You about to get ran and laughed out of town. But Kyler Murray, I don't mind getting laughed out of town.
I don't mind getting laughed out of town. I don't mind getting ran out of town. That's fine. My feelings will not get hurt. Joe Burrow, I think Kyler Murray is really good. I think Kyler Murray right now is playing better than Deshaun Watson. I'll tell you that much.
That's fair to say. That's fair.
But I still think that
Joe Burrow have continuity and chemistry within that offense, and he just added the number 1 best receiver in the league. But go on.
Take from anybody.
Listen. So again, guys. The plays that I'm talking about have nothing to do. The plays that I'm talking about.
For the sake of the Kyler argument,
and the actions of Deshaun Watson have nothing to do with continuity with the players around him, nor the play calling of his offensive coordinator. These are plays that he has run since high school that we're like, hey, from what we've seen over the past 3 years,
I'm going to speak when he's done, guys. Keep going, Chris.
We think that you are the guy that when these 7 plays are come up, that you can make these plays. We've seen it at times. And we've seen other times where, I don't know.
I have to see your face.
But those 7 plays, and you know what I'll do? I will crop them out and I will send them to you.
Thank you, my nigga. Thank you. That was gonna be my next question. Crop them out, and next week, depending on how the third week go, if it's like hot game or whatever, we will. Well, Sedacious probably won't let us because he's a Cowboys fan. We're gonna get to that, but we will have you break this down for us, cause like, bro, we beating the dead drum. We completely disagree with him. Oh man, I love you so much, Christian. Thank you for being here, bro. So we're gonna we already 30 minutes in.
Hey, all I gotta say is Houston fans, get ready for another week of this trash. So
we're gonna play this week.
Best defense in the league.
Watch your mouth, man. I told you that.
Yo, man, look. Hold on, man.
Hey, I don't know. Week 5, he'll be back on. He plays the Jags defense. The Jags defense is bad, so he'll come back and play.
Bro.
Week 5.
Yo, man. So
better team they see twice a year. So
Sedacious, you've been quiet because you don't really have a stake in this fight as a diehard. I see you with your Cowboys shirt on, bro. Y'all boys came back, bro. Like, I don't know. Give us your analysis, your fandom. Like, how you feel about Dak coming back in the fashion that he did, bro?
I don't know, man. Y'all niggas might be mad at me. I might be mad because I might ride with Christian because I had a question that was asked that nobody answered. Do you niggas think that Deshaun Watson is better than Dak Prescott?
Bro, we dignified that question with an answer by not responding to
it. We quickly got that trash out of our house.
Hey, I don't know.
That might be a problem.
I don't know.
That might be a problem.
Question: did the Dallas Cowboys win that, or did Atlanta give it up?
What are you talking about?
What the hell do you think? Atlanta know how to give away
on the biggest stage, they gave up the game.
Check it out. You saying that? They asked that specific question verbatim to professional journalists, and they said no. The Dallas Cowboys went and won this game. Stop playing.
And that was just a straight question. That wasn't hating. I'm very proud of them. That was just a real question, though.
If LeBron James,
what the man is saying is, no, it's my turn. What the man is saying is, your boy can't stand in the pocket and throw strikes. My boy can. I sat up here and said this last week, and y'all like shunned it off. Y'all are scared that y'all number 4 might not be just as good as my number 4. It's showing to be prevalent. It's showing to be week after week, bro. Dak Prescott is still better than Deshaun with numbers.
Bro, a dead clock is right twice a day.
That's what I'm saying.
Just because you're telling me that your number 4 is better than our number 4 doesn't make it right.
Like,
you also have had the best offensive line over the past
numbers,
4 years.
I see. That's the thing. That's
is that not the truth?
Y'all running hotter than that every time. I hate that.
And don't you have a top 3 running back that y'all just paid?
Y'all been doing that for 4 years now.
Don't you have a top 10 wide receiver on y'all team?
Let him go, Isaac. Let him go, Isaac.
Whoa. A top 10 wide receiver? Who?
Amari Cooper is in top 10?
No.
Not at all.
Mr. Amari.
Not at all.
He could be, but he's not. He's
that
not
nigga soft.
That
nigga soft. Amari Cooper.
Y'all have a top 5 running back in a top 5 offensive line. Right or wrong?
Top 5. It used to be top.
Guess what? Somebody has to get them the ball.
Pro Football Focus will still rate them top 5.
On time. Somebody has to get them the ball on time. Somebody has to stand in the pocket and actually make throws down the field.
You have the 2-time rushing leader within your backfield that allows your offense to go and have wheels, so your play action game can be prevalent, so that can be effective. This is complementary football. Don't.
Hey, hold on. Also, too, the Texans have a very good running back. Last year, this is why I wish Bill O'Brien was to actually call him plays, right? I know y'all gonna hate this, but last year they made a guy in Carlos Hyde who was never a 1,000-yard rusher be a 1,000-yard rusher last year.
True.
Right? They were able. The reason y'all beat the Chiefs the first time. You know how many times I ran the ball? 41 times. Held the ball for 39 minutes. Y'all were able to do hey, let's run the ball.
Keep away.
This is why I was actually happy with the D-Hop trade, because I was like, oh snap. I can kind of see the vision. If they try to excel what they were doing last year, David Johnson's a better back than Carlos Hyde. If they try to do what they were doing last year with a better back, man, they can happen, right? I don't like this Kelly guy, this OC now. I think they need to go back to Bill O'Brien calling plays. Yeah, I mean, is David Johnson Zeke? A few years ago he was. So I think he.
The man had one great year. Don't you call David Johnson a good running back off of one?
Hey Isaac, hold on.
Year that he had, man.
Hold on. I don't want us to. I know we just spent a lot of time on the text, so I don't want us to get away from like the Cowboys. So Christian, I can't believe.
No, it's gonna be this way. It's gonna be this way.
I don't want to ask you this, but I have to because I'm gonna say you're supposed to be the coach at this point because after episode 2, I don't know. Who are you taking, Christian? Who are you taking? Now we all from Houston, and you probably gonna have to come down here at some point. Who are you taking? Dak
or Deshaun?
Deshaun.
Is it for a season or for a game?
Long term game, gun to your head. What you gonna do?
I'll probably take Deshaun because he has more upside. I'll take Deshaun because
elaborate on that upside.
I believe that Deshaun Watson can be one of those elite quarterbacks.
No.
He can be. He's not playing like it right now. I don't think Dak can. But if you were like, hey, you need to go through a season with a quarterback, just one season, I would take Dak because I know I could have consistent good play with him. Where Deshaun Watson, it might be week for week. So I don't know what I'll get. One game, I'll take Deshaun Watson. If I had to build a future, I would hope that I'll be able to coach him into being an elite guy. But one season, I would take Dak.
Hold on, Sedacious. Before you rebuttal, I may be asking this question for you, Sedacious, but why don't you see future success or future upside with Dak compared to
No, he said Deshaun. He wouldn't see the future with Deshaun.
No. I would take Deshaun. I would take Deshaun for the future. It's not that I don't think that Dak could be a guy for the future. I'm just banking on what Deshaun could be over what Dak is, right? Dak is good. He's really good, right? I don't think Dak would ever be one of those elite guys, right? I think Deshaun can be one of those elite guys. He's not playing like it right now. He's playing like a good quarterback right now. He's not playing
like Dak right now. Is what Deshaun's doing.
He's playing like a worse.
He's playing down to Dak's level, so he's not.
He's playing like a worse version of Dak. Dak is better than him right now. He's playing like a worse version of Dak right now.
I don't even think there's a rebuttal that I have.
Does competition matter?
You're saying one thing and they're saying another thing. Does competition matter?
Does it matter, Darnell? Yes, it does. Yes, Darnell.
We just played the number 2 teams in the AFC, and he played a team that didn't make the playoffs.
Darnell.
Make the playoffs.
And barely
that's why we lost that sometimes.
One.
Deshaun Watson put up how many points?
Yeah, I'm not. Again, guys, I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking at
Watson
stats.
Put up how many points?
I'm not looking at stats.
Against the number one defense.
I'm looking at yards.
Deshaun Watson doesn't have the brain. He doesn't have the.
Since the Ravens acquired Marcus Peters, the Ravens have had a number one defense.
It's the brain for me.
Top 5 defense within the league.
I'll take a guy who can run, and I'll take a guy who can throw the ball over a guy who's gonna scramble and look down the field any day. So y'all can go.
So who has the most comeback wins?
What?
Who has the most comeback wins?
Put that team on the back and come back and win the games.
Is that your guy?
Team is out. Who's going more out?
Is that your guy, Sedacious?
So whose overall numbers are better?
Oh, don't you go to the numbers because y'all had a lot of bullshit games that y'all were not in last year to where he threw for these 4,000 yards.
QBR.
You tell me about QBR when you getting garbage completions when y'all already out of the game, bro. And y'all having to throw the ball. You're getting garbage completions because they playing soft coverage because y'all
looking down the
by
field,
touchdown.
analyzing the defense. Knowing
Did y'all
what
make the
order was to
playoffs
play.
last year?
Knowing what protection to call.
How good is Dak Prescott? Did y'all make the playoffs since I was so good?
Knowing who will be open pre-play. Deshaun
You was
Watson
in the
doesn't
playoffs
be
last
open
year,
pre-play.
right? Y'all was in the playoffs last year? Because that's how
We'll
good
see.
he
Winning
was?
football.
We'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah, because his numbers was that good, it led y'all into the playoffs, right?
Y'all still gotta get out of the division.
Exactly.
We're gonna win the division.
His numbers were so good they led y'all into the playoffs, and y'all made a deep run like y'all do every year.
Why we're not getting into numbers? We're talking about Dak Prescott versus Deshaun Watson. We're not talking about the Cowboys versus the Texans. We're talking about Dak Prescott versus Deshaun Watson.
Exactly, bro.
Last year, 2019, QBR Dak Prescott was ranked number 4. QBR was 71.9, and Deshaun Watson. I'm trying to find him.
Number 7.
Deshaun Watson, yeah, he was right on the head, Darnell. Deshaun Watson's number 7. QBR 70.5 to Dak Prescott's 71.9 QBR.
Yeah, a big disparity, man. But the only disparity that we can actually count that actually counts is one team made the playoffs.
Deshaun Watson win the year before that?
2018? Okay, hold on. I'm getting these stats too from ESPN, so just in case they're wrong, I can't say I was wrong. All right, so 2018 QBR, Deshaun Watson was ranked number 13 with a 61.8 QBR rating, and Dak Prescott was ranked 17 with a 55.2 QBR rating compared to Dak.
Bro, Dak is a load of fucking crap.
Hey, what was
not at all?
Hey, what was Lamar? Hey, what was Lamar in those 2 years?
So 2018, Lamar Jackson's QBR.
He only played like a couple games at the 2018.
Play half the year.
Oh shit. He was ranked number 30. 2018, he was ranked number 31 with a QBR of 42.6.
Because he had only played like that. He had only started, I think, one game, like a couple games heading into that season.
2019.
No, I mean he
2019.
started.
So he jumped. 2018. He was. I think I just said 31 or 30, and then he with like a 40 something QBR. Last year he jumped to number 183 QBR.
Wow.
Rating. Being able to play that full season.
Playing basketball over there.
Let's hope y'all make it.
Anyways.
So yeah, man.
Hey, bro.
Hey, man, this is good, bro. I like this tension. I like this tension we got going on here, man. I like this tension, man. So for now, at least, that wraps up the Cowboys. Sedacious, you my brother, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. I can't root for the Cowboys.
So don't wrap it up and say some bullshit.
Huh?
I was gonna say don't wrap it up and say some bullshit. So let's back up.
Right. No, we gotta move on. Next trash. Next, no, I'm playing. So, yo, man, still obviously keeping it in football. The Knicks thing this recently just happened, man. Motherfucking prime time going to Jackson State University, motherfucking HBCU. I know me, Sedation Darnell, we all went to HBCUs. Dub C Nation, Wiley College.
Hey, we got the house in here, bro.
Hey, bro, I was gonna get to you, bro. Hold on, wait, man. Relax.
Let us get out of this shot on.
We gonna fuck with you over there, man. We gonna fuck with you. Relax. Yo, we HBCU grads, man. Wiley College, the Emax Stacks Media Company. That was birthed at, man. And my dog Christian. I think he's a coach for maybe. But hey, he went to Morehouse, man. He went to Morehouse where obviously a lot of great men, but everyone knows, great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. went there, man, who's also our friend. Hey, fight! But yeah, man, I'll just say Deshaun Watson. Deion Sanders going to HBCU Jackson State University. Man, like, I'll kick it off just in terms of just like what that means or what it could mean, and so me seeing it recently, it's like I've always remembered when like players or coaches decide to transfer, go to another school, go to another team, you always talk about winning the press conference, right? So perfect example for that was like the big three, the Miami Heat, Wade, Bosh, LeBron, like the big old party they had, like you would consider that like winning the press conference, right? Prime time pulling up in the caddy, you know, in the gym or auditorium or wherever at Jackson State, you know, riding, you know, pulling out with his old lady, you know, like, yo, God sent me here, like winning the press conference, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So if we just talk, I mean, we can't really talk about, or we can't talk about football and what that means. I think this is big in terms of, you know, you already got Maker going to Howard, highly top 15 ESPN 100 ranked, I think he's ranked 15 going to Howard to play basketball. Then you have a kid like Mikey Williams, who's a top ranked freshman. I forget what year, 2022 maybe. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but Mikey Williams saying that he's interested in going to HBCUs. And then now you have Deion Sanders, primetime Hall of Fame football player, who didn't go to HBCU. Prime went to Florida State, and he could have, I'm pretty sure a long time ago, even now, went to Florida State to be a head coach. But instead, he decided to take his name, take his cachet, take all his football knowledge, and direct that towards an HBCU. And the beauty in that is, I think primetime going to Jackson State University will not just be a benefit to Jackson State University. We know primetime been on NFL. Now he's with Barstool Sports. He's, you know, with he's with other entities, right? And I don't just see him going to Jackson State University being just a football coach only. And obviously, a lot of times, you know, when you go to an HBCU, you're more than just a coach. You're more than just a teacher or a professor, as we know, going to HBCUs. So what I'm expecting long term and prime time being there is, I think it's not just gonna, like I said, it's not gonna open up the field for Jackson State, but I think it's going to, in whatever way, it's going to be a trickle down effect to other schools. You know, right now we in like this high climate of Black Lives Matter and all these companies wanting to do right by the Black people and show we're standing by Black people in whatever way. And I'm pretty sure a lot of those companies, the Fortune 500 companies or whatever, are going to try to funnel their Black initiative through Deion Sanders being at Jackson State. And I'm just assuming I can see Deion Sanders being the type of dude that's going to be like, yo, don't just try to come over here and show me love. I got a community of other Black colleges surrounding me that, you know, that I grew up watching, and, you know, having other guys like Doug Williams, who I heard he was like talking to and like getting ready to go to Jackson State. So it's going to be a trickle down effect of prime time going to Jackson State University. And can you fucking imagine prime time, like, sitting in your living room, like Isaac, prime time came in your living room, like when you was playing football back in the day. Like, I know you got the Nick Sabans, I know you got all the other coaches, but like prime time, bro, I think prime time can fuck around and sell water to a fish, bro. So like,
I'm going D1.
You know what I'm saying?
I'ma go D1, man.
Isaac, so you got, so it's just that, and like, not even, again, not what he's doing to what he's probably going to do for other colleges, but like bringing in other big time players, you know what I'm saying? Other 5-star recruits that maybe would have easily, without the blink of an eye, went to a Clemson, went to a Oregon, went to wherever else, Alabama. It's like, nah.
Shout out to Auburn. Could have went to, man. Shout out to Auburn.
Being like, nah, for whatever reason, like, yeah, Nick Saban came to see me, but I just, and you know, these being Black athletes, right? Talking about those Black athletes like coming in and building up these Power 5 schools, these predominantly white schools. Saying, nah, I got a better connection with Prime. Like, I'm gonna go over here with him and start something with the HBCU. And I mean, Jackson State within itself, one time, you know, had 11 players go into the NFL draft like all in one night. You know, so like, it's a lot of history. You know, one NFL MVP and Sweetness himself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it's a big deal for HBCUs all over, because not just because of the wisdom that he got going on, but I feel like he's going to use his cachet and him being prime time to help other surrounding HBCUs.
Yeah, I think I'm not gonna lie. I did not watch the press conference because that part I really don't care about. One, I think that Dion is a great coach. I think he has a lot of wealth. I've seen him at like high school Nike camps and Adidas camps and stuff like that, working with DBs. He is so big on technique and getting guys to play the right way. Yeah, he's gonna let guys have the swagger that they want to have. That's fine, but he commands a respect that I think a part of just who he is, he's gonna get. But he also demands it for anyone that thinks like, "Oh, I'm Prime 2.0." He's like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." All right, the guy's gonna be in line. So I'm really excited about this hire. But what we're going to need to see from him is a solid program that, hey, 4 years from now, when they have a game versus an FCS school or FBS school versus FBS school, are they competitive? Are they getting blown out? Are they competitive? Are they challenging for the SWAC on a yearly basis? Hey, how many guys are they getting drafted? Is it 2 or 3 every year, or is it that one guy just comes along, the punter, right? That you always get a punter every year from an HBCU that gets drafted. That's what we're gonna need to see. And I think he's a guy that can do it. I think he has a wealth of knowledge that he can get from different coaches that he has played for. And I think that he'll be able to get it. Getting the 5-star recruits, I'm not sure how many of those he'll get. I mean, just because if you visit Alabama and you visit Clemson and you visit Jackson State, for the average 18-year-old, I'm going to Bama, bro. I love my people, but I'm going to Bama, right?
For sure, I'm trying to go to the league.
Yeah, but there's gonna be a 3-star or 4-star that slips through the cracks. That's like, hey, you know what? I could be a fringe guy at Alabama. I could be a fringe guy at Clemson. I could be a fringe guy in the SEC, or I could come down here and dominate and start something. Let me go do that. And for those guys that he gets, those 2 or 3 when he first gets there that he gets, those guys need to dominate and get to the league. And once that happens, you'll start to see a funnel of a bunch of, not necessarily the top guys, but guys who are coming out who are kind of mid-tier to pretty good, that'll go there and they'll come out excellent. They'll be the Jerry Rices. They'll be the Walter Paytons. They'll be the Mel Blunts. They'll be the Doug Williamses, the Aeneas Williamses, all right, who went in, as French guys and came out excellent as Hall of Famers. And I'm excited to talk about this. I have Eddie Robinson on my picture there.
Grambling.
One of 3 coaches to have 400 wins in the NCAA. He is the pinnacle of everything that a black coach wants to be, a coach period wants to be, but definitely a black coach and a black coach at HBCU. So it was more than just a game. It was more than just a field. It was about raising young men to go out and be productive members of society. And I think Dion's going to do that. So I'm excited about it. Almost bringing me to tears. I'm excited about it, man. I can't wait to see what happens. But we're going to need to see some production. So I think we'll get that from him.
Yeah, the production, and I could be just the victim of like winning the press conference. That could be what it is. But just man, like the exposure, the attention.
Not to cut you off, I'm sorry.
Go.
But I feel like it's not just the press conference. I think it goes far beyond that. I feel like every generational talent that is, I'm sorry to say, black. You know what I'm saying? To have prime time come and say, hey, come
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
I'm about to say, don't be sorry to say that.
We're great. We're great.
Right, like they go like prime time to come down and be like, hey, come to Jackson State and have all these prime A athletes leaving HBCUs from then on.
Here's another thing. And being a reporter and talking to a numerous high school athletes going through recruitment and covering National Signing Day, Isaac, Christian, sure, yeah, Saban, those facilities, like, get treated like a king there. But I feel like at those levels, it's more next man up as opposed to come in close, let me nurture you and treat you more than just a player on my team. And I feel like this may not always be like that, but I feel like that's also what comes with Deion Sanders being a head coach there at Jackson State. And obviously most coaches are like that, especially I would assume in the HBCU arena. But Prime just being Prime makes you all the more enticing to be like, I'm gonna go. So don't be shocked if top players do turn down those Bamas and so forth to go rock out with Prime and Jackson State.
I think what you're alluding to, Mac, is just the overall essence of not only am I going to really be a coach, I'm also a black man, so I know the struggles that you face growing up, and me also being that black man and, trying to bear that cross, so to speak, of, hey, man, maybe you grew up in an impoverished environment where the opportunities weren't allotted to you as, the next man may be who isn't black, i.e., a white kid who maybe had it a bit easier growing up. So I think it's more so you looking at yourself when you see coach, right? Instead of looking at somebody who, man, he doesn't relate to me. He don't really know about, what I went through. He don't know about shit that's really going on.
I think he's going to prep the minds, but I think he's going to be a better prepper of the mind for a black male going into millions of dollars. That's just how I feel. I mean, he's been in that seat. So he's going to be, like Christian said, I can't wait to see, because it's going to be a ripple effect. And I for one can't wait to see him in action, and then the ripple effect that takes place afterwards.
Right on, man.
I'm also I know we're going to go long on this, but I'm also excited about I want to see his coaching staff. So he has T.O. coaching the wide receivers.
Wait a minute, Christian. Has that been confirmed? Because a guy tweeted today, a reporter, he tweeted today that it was going to be T.O., Warren Sapp, and a couple other NFL players.
Jackson State
and Deion Sanders retweeted that and said, "This is a lie. This is not true."
Oh, really? Oh,
yes,
okay.
So we got to keep our facts straight on here. So
I saw that and I was like, oh, snap.
It may be true. It could be true, but Deion Sanders has not confirmed it. So far, he's
got you. Hey, so I'm kind of glad. Okay. I'm kind of glad you said that, because I don't know any of these guys personally, but from the things that I've seen of Deion and him working with kids, like I've seen Deion can coach. Okay, he can coach. It would be hard for me to see T.O. coaching. I've seen clips of T.O. on the field with other people. It's hard pressed for me to see him coaching guys the details of different things.
Why so? Is it because of the narrative that has been created around the media?
No, just the I mean, I forget the narrative. I mean, people make stuff
up all the time. You mean an effective coach, right? It's hard for you to see him being an effective coach.
Yeah, I'm basing it. I'm basing off of. Only thing I'm basing off of is clips that I've seen of him in workouts with other guys, right? So in workouts with other young players, him talking to young players, him talking to young receivers who are about to go into the league and the conversations that he's having with them. You know, he talks like it's T.O. He talks like T.O. You're not surprised when you see it. When I first saw clips of Dion coaching, I was like, wow.
And that's fair, Christian. Like, you're stating why you feel that way. You're just going off what the sample size.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know. I'm just saying, based off.
You don't see how like the
saw,
T.O. personality translates to coaching or effective coaching.
Yeah, just like the clips that I saw of him in situations that a coach would be in. He was T.O. He was the facade of what everyone thinks of when they think of T.O., right?
Yeah.
When I saw clips of of Dion coaching, right? It wasn't prime time.
Mm-hmm.
It was Coach Sanders.
Yeah.
There was a difference. There was a no nonsense. We're here to get down to business. We are buckling down. There's a reason why your eyes are supposed to be right here. There's a reason why your foot placement needs to be right here. There's a reason why your stance needs to be right here. Yes, I know you want to look cool, but you look cool after you make the play. Before you do any of that, there are things that need to happen. And he's meticulous like that, right? I'm just talking about just clips that I saw online, a bunch of different ones of I just saw T.O., right? And, it's like, okay, hey, T.O. So I'm not saying that he couldn't coach. I'm just saying from what I saw of him, it was like, I'm not sure that'll get the job done. You know what I'm saying? It might bring somebody to the school. I'm just not sure that would get the job done. So
one last thing to try to wrap it up if y'all have nothing else to add. So I remember hearing you say, Isaac, it's just like, hey bro, I'm trying to get to the league. I may have to go ahead and go to Alabama. But shit, who better to get you to the league than a Hall of Famer?
True, right? But when a recruit, and I would notice just having like a lot of friends that have went and played collegiate basketball who have now going to play overseas and do different ventures and things like that. Like, you want somebody who's already been established, especially a program, right? So if I know Alabama is
they pushing them
running
out.
back you, DBU, they pumping them out every year, and this for sure. Like, if I go play receiver at Alabama and I'm really like that, man, it's a high probability that I'm going probably the first 3 rounds of the NFL draft. Like, and he can almost guarantee me that if I could stay healthy. I would probably go towards that if I'm a kid coming from, hey, man, I ain't really have a lot growing up, man. I'm trying to get my mama out this position.
And when you were a kid, Isaac, I'm
going towards my quickest short thing route that's going to get me to the league. As opposed to, man, I'm going to HBCU route. We ain't going to get a lot of televised games.
Yeah, he's going to have to get transfers.
I mean, like you say, Christian, like, producing, and to Isaac, like, building that establishment, producing on the field is what's going to build that.
But kids aren't thinking long term. They're not thinking to build the program up 10 years from now. I got 10 months. I got a couple years.
I got to get it, or I feel that. But we're definitely rooting for just
once he builds the program up, then he'll have a shot.
Yeah.
He's not going to come in first. Now listen.
I give him a grace period for the first year.
I give him a few years. Yeah.
If he does pull a ESPN top 150 guy, ESPN top 300 guy in his first year, man.
I think it can happen. I don't think it's a long shot. I think it can happen.
Heavy no worse than Harbaugh.
Say it again.
I see Isaac getting riled up.
But still, Harbaugh's at Michigan, at a Big Ten school, where there's a bunch of exposure. Where hey,
how you getting them in?
Jackson State. How many fans got at the game? 5,000. They got a 30,000 seat stadium, but how many fans does it go to the game?
Jackson State, I believe they do hold like an attendance record like 14 times for like the largest crowd, and obviously they may not be a recent, but over the course of history and time and playing games, but like, bro, like I know what the perception is of the HBCU program.
Yeah.
Like I grew up in it, I seen it, but don't underestimate, bro. Just like the history and being in that environment, if you can like.
No. I'm not saying that there's not quality down it, or there's not quality within HBCU football. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that Prime can't make that a top program where kids want to go to. Yeah. I'm just saying right now, it'd be hard for me to think that, hey, a guy that's an ESPN top 150 player who's getting looked at from teams in the Pac-12, in the Big Ten, in the SEC, and the ACC would choose Jackson State just because Prime is there, right? Just like Anthony Lynn needs to be self-interested and not start Tyrod, those guys are going to be self-interested and say, hey, look, I like what you got going on, Prime, but I got to look out for me right now.
No,
right?
That's fair. I respect it.
And I know for a fact that USC got games on TV. I know for a fact that Texas got games on TV. I know for a fact that Alabama got games on TV, that Florida got games on TV, that the U got games on TV. I am hoping that Jackson State plays somebody.
At least a deal with a reputable network that will even air us a third of the country.
Yeah, like there's a lot of business that goes into that, but just with Prime's connections in the media and just like that cachet, I would assume that there's gonna maybe not a whole season or 8, but there's gonna be a couple games, and if he can build that pro, I'm just
there might be. We're just saying day one.
Yeah.
We can't expect for those top tier guys to come there day one.
Before
what we can look for is, hey, these 3-star guys who are rated 3-star but are probably, more like 5-star guys, right? Or guys who are not where they can be. There are a bunch of guys who heck, Baker Mayfield, right? Didn't get offers, was a 1-star guy. He, no matter what we think about him right now, he was still the number 1 pick in the draft, right? He's still a starting quarterback in the NFL, right? There are a lot of quarterbacks who are 5-star guys who are not in that position. Josh Allen didn't get recruited by anybody, right? I'm saying those type of guys who are getting overlooked but have something
to go
are going to be the ones that he needs to pull in, develop, and get them there and say, this is what we're doing. Imagine if a 5-star came here.
Yeah.
What we would do with him. You know what I'm saying? They will also need the guys.
It's a process.
Yeah, it's going to be a process. So they also need to get the guys who are leaving those programs. Hey, they didn't treat me right at Alabama. They didn't treat me right at LSU. They didn't treat me right at Auburn, right? They didn't treat me right at Mississippi State. Okay, let me go down there where somebody gonna love me. They can love me through these different issues.
Yeah,
right.
That's a very great insight on there, Christian.
You know what I'm saying? But once the talent gets there, they gotta develop them. They gotta put a product on the field.
That's real. That's real. Fellas, we went completely over time, but I truly believe it was great conversation. I really do. I really, truly do. Real quick, we're gonna throw this at Christian, even though he's not a big basketball guy, just to make it fun. Damn, I think we had like minute 35, but we about to try to wrap up real quick. The game is over, and the Nuggets have beat the Lakers 114 to 106. The series is 2-1. Sedacious said that it was possibly going to be a gentleman's sweep. Y'all heard Darnell's take on it earlier, and how he out of a fan. He disclaimer saying out of a fan, he think magic could happen and they could push a game 7. And as a fan, Darnell would favor the Denver Nuggets. Isaac and Sedacious, real quick. Y'all only up 2-1 now. Y'all gave up that one game. Do y'all feel like it's still gonna be a gentleman's sweep, or were y'all watching the game as we was doing the podcast and saw some things that was concerning?
I didn't see anything that was alarming. All I saw is that the Lakers came out very lackadaisical with no real intent on, basically putting a foot in their ass, really like they should have. And they kind of let up a little bit, and they showed. They end up trying to, make a late run, but it didn't, end up going, their way. So they end up losing by 8. So overall, even with them playing a horrible game, you still lost by 8. I'm confident in that, man. Lakers and 5.
Yeah, exactly. LeBron does this thing where he's just like, "Oh, okay, y'all want to do that? It can be over real soon," and that's just what's gonna happen. Y'all got y'all little one. It was fun and it was cute, but because I don't know, like Isaac said, they did a late run, but the late run was like so you had to think it was deliberate though. It was like, oh, we could have did this the entire game and easily won.
Yeah,
that's how the run looked.
Darnell, are you speaking as an analyst or a fan right now? How you feel? Y'all only down 2-1. Y'all got game 3. Make it quick.
Game's not over. Series not over.
All right, with the still face. Series ain't over. All right, so we're going to Jesus Christ. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Yo, Christian, we know you're not super duper basketball, but you got to give us a pick. What is your pick? Lakers at Denver. Do you have the Lakers in 5 or Denver in 5 or 6 or 7? What is your pick on the Lakers and Denver series as the football coach?
Let me ask you. Is this the Western Conference Final?
Yes. Good job, Christian. Yes.
Okay. And the Lakers are the number 1 team, right?
Yes.
Number 1 seed, yes.
Number 1 seed. What were the Nuggets?
Number 4.
Number 5.
Number 3. Okay. I remember back in the day when the Lakers were sweeping everybody, and when they had Shaq and Kobe.
Oh, you talking about
and Allen Iverson?
They got that one game.
Came in and got that one.
History repeats itself. It literally happened almost 10 years ago in literally the same matchups.
And so I'm gonna go with what history has shown. I think the Lakers will take it in 5.
All the shit you said all day.
Hey, Christian, that is a great take. Well, I don't know if that's a great take, but yeah, whatever. Isaac and Sedacious may really like you for picking the Lakers, but we still not fucking with you to the next podcast or what you say about the Texans. Hey, man, look, that was episode 2, man. We're here to stay. We still haven't got a light bulb. Name of our podcast, huh? What you say, Sedacious?
Can you let us introduce ourselves next time, please?
All right, introduce yourself before we sign out. How about that? Y'all know who I am. My mama named Elwood. Huh? Oh, go Sedacious. Introduce yourself.
The mama named Cash. I'm called Cash. Thank
you. Nah, man, introduce yourself as we sign out. Only episode 2, so we probably got new viewers in who don't know it. So you're right, Sedacious. What's up to the new viewers? Go, Sedacious.
Oh, it's the kid, Sedacious. That's it. That's all I'm saying, because we're at the end. I would like to do this again better at the beginning, episode 3.
Man, what's the fucking deal, man? It's your boy Sean or Izzo, man. Tap the fuck in, man.
Yo, it's your boy Black Peace right here, coming live and direct. Y'all already know what's up.
And I am Coach Johnson.
That's Coach Johnson. Pending. We don't know. I'm Edward, owner of Emax Stack Sports Media Company. Thank y'all for listening to the podcast. We're gonna be back next week. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If y'all like what we're talking about, even if you don't like what we was talking about, I know you don't like what Christian was talking about. Hey, man, still get in them comments, debate, get on our ass. So this is the Cowboys, man. I'm pretty sure he has a fan base out there somewhere. But hey, we're going to catch y'all boys next week. And ladies.